Thank you all for being here, of course, very, very much. It's been thrilled to see all of you and very meaningful to everyone I know, but particularly as I think back about what Ms. Pat has done for all of us, I think what's so wonderful about tonight and the different performers that have come up and the different people that I see in this audience is that it really doesn't matter whether people have gone on to pursue theater or acting in any professional capacity, or whether they continue to do it as just a hobby and a source of joy, or whether it was just a period of time in their lives. But I know that when I come back from auditions now and I'm absolutely miserable or things have gotten tough for a day or two, that these are the memories that mean more to me, and I know to so many of you, than anything else. These are the most special times in my life, and any time I need to be cheered up, I will just look back at these scrapbooks from the shows that I did with Miss Pat, and I know that I can speak for everyone, again, regardless of what we fall into in that category, that having theater in our lives for that period of time with you and everyone here who is involved in that is so very meaningful and special. And so from the bottom of my heart, I thank you for that opportunity and for those memories. Thank you. And now, a word about the Theater Works Fund.
I'm Suzanne Allison, and I've got a little different perspective than all these up here. I'm a mom of one of the theater kids, and I'm a current child. And it was about 7 years ago that we showed up here at the Ned for just a theater camp in the summer. Kind of knew Miss Pat from my sister-in-law being involved in theater, but my daughter never really done anything. She was 5 years old at the time. And she came in to one of the little kid camps, and we didn't know what was going to happen. And when I picked her up at the end of the week, she was like, "Oh, I love it, I want to go back next year, can I do it next year?" And so back we went the next year, and at that point, she had fallen in love with theater and Miss Pat. And she actually instilled a love and a passion for theater with Miss Pat. She's now 12 years old, and we've probably done, counting all the shows, Christmas at the Ned and different things we've done, almost 15 shows with Miss Pat. And that definitely is a passion for theater, and I have Miss Pat to thank for that. I've seen so much, and again, I have a whole different perspective because I am a mom. I try to help out when I can with costuming or doing whatever needs to be done just to help Miss Pat out, Miss Diane, to make sure everything goes like they need it, or give them that one extra hand that they always need with all these kids. And I've seen so much with these children and what she's meant to them. She's instilled in my daughter a passion for theater. She's built her confidence. I've just seen so much just from my own personal respect. But I've also seen a lot from the other kids and talked to other parents and these kids, like all of these grown adults now that have gone on to do different things in their life. And I think most of them could all say that they couldn't be what they were today without a bit of a piece from Miss Pat. And so because of that and because of what's going on with that, I've seen so much of Miss Pat where, what most of you don't see. I see her backstage after a show where she's hugged that kid who was a little nervous, or maybe one of their first shows, told him what a great job they did. And she's hugged one and told them, you know, "I'm so glad you were here and you tried out." Or she's told them, "Hey, we're going to have a tryout for Best Christmas. Why don't you come try out for that? I think you'd enjoy it and I'd love to have you." And just little things like that that we see with Miss Pat. I've also seen her take a child who had a speech impediment and allowed him to perform on this stage when he was younger. He's now grown on into the teen group, and I've seen him blossom and grow and gain confidence that I'm sure that many people would have never given him that opportunity. And what theater director would have given a kid like that an opportunity most of the time? As we've seen tonight, they're looking for kids with a loud voice that can project and speak properly. And you know, that touched my heart when she was so willing to give that young man a chance, and it really made a huge difference in his life. And I've seen him grow, and his speech has improved, and he's doing great in the theater now and really loves Miss Pat and all that it's about. Because of all what I'm telling you about tonight is the reason I'm up here. As we know, it's been hard economic times a lot of times for a lot of us personally, for a lot of companies, and for just a lot of programs all throughout, not just the city of Jackson, but the whole nation. And unfortunately, in some of those times, The city has had to cut back a little bit, the city of Jackson, with some of the funding for the theater program. Funding's still there, and thank goodness Miss Pat's still there. But there are times when we've needed a little extra, or there's just not that $100 for this, or that $500 for that, or maybe even that extra money to put on a show like a big musical, because you have to have a musical director, choreography, and things like that, and they all cost money. And this summer, I decided we just can't let that happen, that we've got to keep going, and we've got to have the funds to continue the theater at Jackson Parks and Rec Theater Department for Children and Teens. It means too much to too many. And so I set up a fund with the West Tennessee Healthcare Foundation called Theater Works, because I've seen over the last 7 years of my daughter that theater really does work. And it's because of Miss Pat that it works here in Jackson, Tennessee. And I know many of us wonder, you know, we want to thank Miss Pat, we can hug her and love on her and give her flowers, and we can write her notes, and she greatly appreciates that, and I know that she's become a very deep personal friend of mine, that means a lot to her. But one other thing that I hope you'll consider doing is to help support the Theater Works Fund through the West Tennessee Healthcare Foundation. This fund will help the Jackson Teen and Theater, Children's Theater, to fund what we need to fund to continue this program years to come. And even in the years when Miss Pat may not still be doing that, we want this group to continue with whoever is leading it. And I think that's the legacy she would like to leave, is for this group and this department to continue to operate and to touch so many lives of children and teens in the Jackson-Madison County area. When you leave tonight, there's going to be just a sheet that tells you a little bit about the fund. If you make a donation to it, it is tax deductible. And 100% of it, not one dime, goes to administrative. All of it supports this program. We have a group of advisory members that have a deep passion for this program and for the children and the teen in Jackson, Tennessee, that this theater program continues. But, you know, I know not everybody can make a monetary donation, but there's many things you can do. We'll be doing fundraisers this spring to help fund the program. We'll also be trying to develop marketing materials, Facebook pages, email lists, just things to let people know about this. And also, you know, just to let people know what's going on in the Teen and Theater program throughout, in addition to what we do actually and what Miss Diane so graciously does through the city of Jackson in her area to let people know. But we want to continue this program, and if you don't mind taking a moment to consider this, help spread the word, help support the program, because we all want to help continue the legacy that Miss Pat has left, and what a great way to do that. While we still have the program, let's keep it going and make your donations to it. My husband and I have planted a seed with this. We've decided to start out with a $500 donation to start the seed of this, and we are continuing to add to that, and we've had several donations since then. But again, don't feel like if you can't make that monetary donation, there's so many things that you can do to support this program and Miss Pat and all the kids. And I want to thank you personally from the bottom of my heart, because I have a child in this program, for what you've all done and the support you've given. Thanks so much, Miss Pat.